from the time I was little. My dad played basketball. He was an athlete, played in the NBA or the ABA, and was a good player. But growing up, I just wanted to play basketball. He ended up being a coach. I would go to all his practices and stuff. But his friends he grew up playing ball against were black, and they lived in our city. It's a town of about 60,000. So I just started riding my bike down to 5th Street, basically, which was, where in Owensboro where the projects are. And I started playing on those teams, and those guys became my best friends, and their sisters became my girlfriends and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just saying.
So
it was
in Kentucky, you were dating, let's just be clear.
Yes. As a
dating
kid.
African-American women.
Yes. And others.
And others, right? Because you were equal
so
opportunity,
yes, I'm equal opportunity.
Player, Rex Chapman back in the day.
I get less proud of that as time goes on, but yeah.
Right, as you should, because
right. Growing up a little
Will
bit.
Chamberlain, like who wants to? You got a family, right? You got a wife now. You know what I'm saying? But that acceptance too, right?
Yeah.
Because we get this all the time. This climate, people don't even want to have anybody like you're culturally appropriating if you're coming. No, like we're humans, so it's okay.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. It was very strange for me because I grew up in Kentucky, and essentially my high school team was mostly white, and my AAU team was all black except for me. And so, but we didn't play in the same high school, so we were rivals. And so we had battles with those guys. The thing was, though, I went to Kentucky, and I didn't know much of anything really. I was very one-dimensional till probably just a few years ago. But I got to Kentucky, and everything was, well, he plays like a black guy, right? Well, that was what people said.
Right.
And I always, I don't know, I kind of felt offended by it. But because I'm just playing,
right?
Right.
This is how you play basketball.
This is just, this is how good players look. I think.
Right.
Yeah, to me.
Who wouldn't want to look like Jordan?
Yeah, look like fluid and not all clunky and
and
like
chest.
Yeah. So, but then I got there, and there was pushback about my personal life, and this is before the internet. It was all just rumors.
What's up? This is your man who did it. Who did it this time? Mr. Go-To, the clutch in the corner, your source. As I just finished watching the NBA Finals, Miami Heat versus the Lakers, there was a player that stuck out to me that took me back. And I know you always hear people who remind you of a combination of both players. Example would be like how people say LeBron reminds them of a combination of Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson because he passes like Magic and he has athleticism like Mike, which is laughable. Bron's more like Karl Malone with a mixture of Scottie Pippen because of his physique, his IQ. In his younger days, he was a better point forward. Or someone like Russell Westbrook, who they say is a combination of Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson, which isn't really a bad thing. Or even Zion Williamson being a mixture of Chuck and Sean Kemp, the Rain Man. I'm looking at this young boy today, and he shoots like Rex Chapman, but he has kind of a style like Whitemouse, Jason Williams, from the Sacramento Kings, that being Tyler Hero. Now Tyler is a little bigger than Whitemouse, but his style, the careless, and I shouldn't even say careless, the fearless mentality on the basketball court, especially around the perimeter, reminds me a lot of Jay Williams. But his shooting style is almost like Rex. And I'm not sure if anybody made the comparison. I never want to steal anybody's shine when it comes to the content. And before I forget, speaking of content, man, if you all get a chance, you all should subscribe to Face PC Gaming. Man, this cat, man, he has some of the best video clips and different highlights from athletes to the 3 major sports, that being football, baseball, and basketball. He got one right now that's actually on Jason Williams that kind of struck a match and made me think of this boy Tyler Hero. His most recent one is the one on Jason Williams, but he got one on Black Jesus, that being Michael Jordan. He got one on the old school Miami Dolphins trio with the wide receivers and Dan Marino. He got one with Earl Campbell. I mean, the list goes on, man. So when you guys get a chance, the YouTuber's name is Face PC Gaming. Just awesome, man. I appreciate everything you do. Now, back to the topic at hand. How soon people forget. When I see Tyler Hero, I do think of Rex Chapmen and Jason Williams. I hear some of the commentating how people say that he doesn't really care about the moment. He's once again fearless. He's a sharpshooter, yada yada yada. And I'm like, oh, that's well and good, man. But I was like, he reminds me of somebody. And it's not because of his complexion, but it doesn't hurt. I like to be a realist on this channel. Because he is of white descent, a European descent, pardon me, I do think of Rex Chapmen. I do. But then once I kept looking at the almost like a baby-faced assassin because he's so young, and I hate to say it, he's not afraid of the brothers on the court. Doesn't appear to be. He takes directions from Jimmy Butler and Eric Spoelstra. And there's just a look in his eye like every time he gets on the court, he believes he's the best and he believes he's going to win. Even though the outcome may not even come to that. But how soon people forget, man. Rex Chapmen was a bad man. He started off in Kentucky, just like Tyler Hero. Now, he stayed, I believe, all 4 years. But when he first came into the NBA, he had some epic duels actually up against MJ, man. And he was in the conference with other great 2 guards and 3s, such as Glenn Rice and Steve Smith. The Orlando Magic backcourt and small forward trio, that being Dennis Scott, Anthony Penny Hardaway, who was a stud, and Nick Anderson. And he also had a couple duels against, they was a little older, by that time, the Atlanta Hawks, with an older Dominique Wilkins. But Rex held his own, man. And then his most memorable moments was when he played for the Phoenix Suns. He even was in a dunk contest in his younger days, man. Rex had like a urban swagger about him, man. He wasn't really afraid of nobody. And he downplays his moments where him and Mike went back and forth. You know, there was actually a little clip, and if I can find it, I'm gonna put it in this video where he talks about him and MJ going back and forth. And you know, I'm sure Mike definitely got the best of him in the series, head to head. Mike got the best of everybody back then. But just the simple fact that he had game, man. He had game. Just the simple fact that he wasn't afraid. And I'm not really sure actually what happened to Rex after his Phoenix Suns days. I believe he might have got injured, and he had to obviously walk away from the game. But then I also look at Tyler Hero and I think of Whitemouse, Jason Williams. How when he was at Florida, a lot like Tyler Hero in the SEC, there were other guys that had more shine than him on the collegiate level. But there's something about him that the Sacramento Kings wanted to take a chance on Jason Williams. And then obviously they made things work over there. Sacramento was a true threat, man, with Stojakovic, also Nick Anderson from the Orlando Magic. He later on had a decent bounce back career with the Sacramento Kings, and C. Webb, man, the big bad wolf, and Divock, and Bobby Knight off the bench, and Lawrence Thunderberg. Them squads used to give Kobe and Shaq fits, but in the end, the NBA kind of screwed them in the 1 year. I think it was the 2002 Western Conference Finals, and then Jason Williams just moved on with his career. He then went to Memphis, and you know, he's a journeyman. And then he finally got his ring with the Miami Heat, who Tyler Hero plays for. So it's kind of funny how Jason Williams finished his career, I do believe, at least his most memorable moments was with the Miami Heat squad coming off the bench. He might have been like 31, 32 by that time. And now there's this young boy who's only 20, Tyler Hero. I don't like what I see. I love what I see from him. When you get him in the weight room, someone who might put some bulk on him and he starts to get his man weight and his man body, pause, he's going to be something to reckon with. The league has a habit of gravitating to that hero ball style, and it's a play on words. What I mean by hero ball, meaning like the Russell Westbrook at the top of the key, as well as James Harden, and now Luka Doncic, dribble, 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 and everybody sprint to the corner and pass you the ball. The league is getting kind of sick and tired of that, and they miss the days of, it seemed like a long time ago, but it was just maybe 2 years ago or even last year. The league enjoys watching Steph and Clay swing the ball and find the open man in the corner. That's why Tyler Hero, along with his running mate, that Duncan Robinson kid, they're going to be something to watch if they keep this core together. So even if they pay Jimmy, man, and Jimmy stays another 2 to 3 years and he stays about 85 to 90% healthy, all they need is maybe one more piece, man, and they can be a dynasty again. The league has been thirsting for, let me just say it, a white all-star, American-born. Obviously, Luka's not from this country, and, Steve Nash was Canadian, Keith Van Horn, a couple of them boys from Gonzaga, Jimmer Fredette. Nah, man. There's something about this Tyler Hero dude. I think he's going to be an all-star. I think his running mate, Duncan Robinson, might be a three-point sniper one day, win a couple three-point contests. And they may be what the league has been wanting. The league wants parity, man, in other ways. And as I said in my, how they forgot previously, the league has a chance to do some great things if they just promote other superstars or other young talent. Like my man, Welcome to HD TV says, you got to talk about Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray. But you know who else you got to talk about? Tyler Hero, because he's young and he's appealing to that market. What I mean by that market is the boys from Milwaukee. He grew up there. And obviously right now Milwaukee's a hotbed because of the young man who got shot up there and kind of started this whole protest thing, which was a travesty in itself. But Tyler Hero's from that area, man. Then he went to Kentucky, and obviously there are a lot of younger white kids that's probably watching him right now that think that they could duplicate what they see. And also young men of color, because this isn't necessarily what this video is about, but I like keeping it trill. And sometimes I gotta be straightforward, man. Tyler Hero's what the NBA could promote, but it's rightfully so. One of the things that both White Chocolate and Rex Chapmen used to do for young viewers like myself in the early 90s all the way to the early 2000s was, in the heart of an argument in the middle school cafeterias and later on my high school days, we could throw away the color when it came to arguing back and forth and just talk about ball. You know what I mean? And Jason Williams kind of brought that parody to the arguments. Yeah, he wasn't AI, and he wasn't Stevie Francis or Stevie Franchise is what a lot of people called him. He wasn't quite Stephon Marbury. Both Marbury and Allen Iverson were killers, and Francis was kind of electrifying also. One day I need to do a video on that cat, Steve Francis. Wow. But Jason Williams was in a class of himself when it came to razzle dazzle in the way he passed the ball, man. He wasn't quite Pistol Pete, who I didn't get a chance to see, but I've seen clips, and that's another thing that face PC gaming. He has a video that's a tribute to him also, Pistol Pete. So man, please take time out, man, to view his channel. I'm sure you'll see some of your favorite NBA stars, man, and some great content. But yeah, I just thought that I would touch on that, man, as this game's coming to a close between the Lakers and the Heat. Tyler Hero put up another strong performance for only being 20 years old, and I said, man, how soon they forgot, man. Sometimes people talk crazy on these podcasts and on their little radio shows and their platforms, and then they get carried away. And I'm like, nah, I remember somebody who Tyler Hero patterned his game after, but I don't even know if he knows because he's only 20. So 20 years ago, I don't even know if he's hip to Jason Williams, but I'm sure he is because he plays for the Heat franchise. So with that being said, guys, man, again, be careful what the media tells you, who they promote, and let your eyes do a lot of the thinking for you. I know that might sound crazy, but when it comes to sports, the eye test is so important, man. So important. That's why I said Rex Chapman's a guy that they will never talk about because the height of his career was so short. So he can't really be brought up that much right now, and that would be kind of a diss to Tyler Hero. But if Tyler Hero ever gets a chance to sit back and watch some of Rex Chapman's earlier days when he used to give brothers facials, pause, and also bust their face when it came to the perimeter, he would understand. And then when it comes to Whitemouse, I do believe that Tyler Hero has the arm length, and because people are so fearful of his jump shot, he can become a better passer. So, and if he combines the best of both worlds with that, let me tell you something, man. You're looking at a Klay Thompson, Rex Chapman / Jason Williams, which would be a pretty good darn basketball player. So I appreciate your ears, man. Again, enjoy the video. Be strong, be wise, be patient. All blessings to the Most High. All thanks and praises to the Most High. This is your man who did it. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Nothing too good for Razor Ramon. Good food, good drink, good chicas. What is this, man?
It's the bill, Senor Razor.
You got a bill for me, man? You know who I am, man? I am Razor Ramon. People find out I eating this restaurant, they line up down the street, Chico. Get out of here, man. What's next? Maybe I could mop the floor for you, huh, man? You like that? Here, man. Come here. Maybe I picked the food from your teeth. Would you like that, Chico? I picked the food for you. What's next, man? Huh? Maybe I could bust the table for you, Chico, huh? Would you like me to clean the table for you, man? Maybe I could clear the table, huh? Is that what you would like, man? I clear the table, man. I clear the table for you, man.